If you're a fan, what you'll see in the next minutes, hours, and days to follow may convince you you've gone to sports heaven. Beyond that blue horizon is a limitless world of sports, and right now you're standing on the edge of tomorrow. Sports, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with ESPN, the Total Sports Cable Network. Yea, verily, a sampler of wonders. Hi, I'm Lee Leonard, welcoming you to Bristol, Connecticut, 110 miles from New York City. Why Bristol? Because here in Bristol is where all the sports action is as of right now. And we're just minutes away from the first event on the ESPN schedule. That's the 1979 NCAA College Football Preview. And then we're going to follow that with a doubleheader of games. 2 of the Professional Slow Pitch League World Series games will be seen tonight. Now, softball is one of those rare sports that everybody knows something about. Why? Because we all play it on Sunday when we drink a little beer. Now, here's another innovation on ESPN, and it's going to be a big part of our future. The Sports Center with George Grand. He'll have the latest on what's happening all around. George?
Thanks, Lee, and welcome everyone to the ESPN Sports Center. From this very desk in the coming weeks and months, we'll be filling you in on the pulse of sporting activity, not only around the country, but around the world as well. If it takes an interview, we'll do it. If it takes play-by-play, we'll do it. If it takes commentary, we'll do that too. That's the way we'll function from the ESPN Sports Center, and we'll be filling you in on further updates as the broadcast progresses.
And now the stars of the show, these H.G. Wells invaders of the quiet countryside. These 2 dishes are each 10 meters or 33 feet across, and they're 8 feet deep at the center. And what they are a pair of eyes peering up at RCA SATCOM-1, 22,300 miles up in the sky, near the equator south of Hawaii. ESPN extends from New York to Los Angeles, from Miami to Point Barrow, and from New England to Texas. Now, I'm still not sure just exactly how it works, but here's a man who can show us, Bill Rasmussen, board chairman of ESPN, who along with his son Scott put it all together.
Years ago, tales of Jules Verne and Buck Rogers were made of dreams and wild bits of imagination. Today, modern technology has taken those dreams and that imagination and turned it into a reality that allows us to bring a television picture into your home via satellite. Our cameraman takes a picture at a football stadium, for example. That picture is fed into our ESPN remote truck. Out of the remote truck to an Earth transmitting station, up to the satellite over the equator, back down to an Earth receiving station, over a cable in your hometown, into your television set in your living room. Now you know how the picture gets into one specific house, and if you're curious as to how it works over the entire country, here's how it looks. If I held a flashlight over the state of Colorado and then backed off to a position 22,300 miles above the Earth, that flashlight picture would cover the entire North American continent.
That is awesome.
Casey Powell behind the back. The box. There it is. All right, Ozzie. And there's the shuffle. Oh! He went in.
Rafael Forcal. An unassisted triple play. And it's blocked again. Oh! How did Prince get there? Down the sideline, first down and more. What a catch by Rajuka.
Holy cow, what a run by Sanders.
Yeah. Sent it in, Jerome. For a winner.
Maradona into the box in the run. The shot score! Maradona!
Between his legs. I can't believe it, Kelly! It's offside.
The throw was never even made. The pitcher had the ball the entire time.
Stepped off the back of the mound and faked the throw.
And there are 8 seconds to go. Ames against Paxson. 5 seconds. Inside. 8 scores. It is all over.
Kusta to the end zone for the win. Gone! Northwestern wins it!
Allen with Iverson on him, throws one up and
A magnificent goal! Darren McCarty!
Is it well enough? It's back there, long leaps. He makes the catch and saves the game.
Still a chance for the Huskies. He did it.
Way back there. Gone. A grand slam homer. Stanford wins. They touch coming down through the triangle. At the line. Who wins it? Wow. Dale Jarrett. A photo finish.
Frias pointed at the woods beyond the left field fence. Frias has a cold shot to deliver the tying runs.
Alford wants the shot, leans into it.
Oh, Steve Alford, is he clutch?
McNabb throwing the other way for the tight end, Brominski. I don't believe it.
Under 5 seconds. Jackson lost the handle, got it back, got the shot away, and he hit a 3. Game's over. Blue line chance.
Steve Eisenman, Detroit wins. Marbury on the drive.
Man, can you believe it?
As long as, oh, that's hit well to center field. Finley goes back.
It's over. Tom Pratt. The Mets have won it in 10.
You and him.
He still has to spell it.
Like went right through the strings. Look at that.
Yeah!
People are getting crunched. Oh, that's a gore.
Ow!
Magnus Samuelsson of Sweden is this year's world's strongest man.
And
He is focused. This man has eaten 17.7 pounds of calf brains.
why?
That's the fastest calf tie to the history of rodeo.
And you!
We have lost our minds.
Yeah, how about that one? Get it right there.
Never give up! Never give up! Ah!
Room, board, tuition, and I'll throw in the books, baby. Oh!
$1 million shootout. Neil Nelson.
Oh! He won. He hit it.
Back-to-back home run. Not to be outdone, says Junior.
Flipper Anderson has just set an NFL record. 336 yards.
Lemieux in the middle. Lemieux.
Score!
It is back. Fly ball center field. A no-hitter for Dave Stewart.
Fernando Valenzuela joining Dave Stewart. Back-to-back no-hitters on ESPN.
There's one. It's a no-hitter.
Are you kidding me? Tony Hawk, everybody!
Safe turnaround shot by Noonan. Safe. Rebound score! Messier! The Rangers win the cup! The curse is over!
Here he goes. And after 62 years, move over Ty Cobb.
McSorley to Gretzky! Scores! He did it! The greatest goal scorer in National Hockey League history is Wayne Gretzky!
25 years ago, they were very real, and ESPN seemed downright surreal. As we expanded towards what we hoped was a bit of pop culture ourselves, we apparently became a darling of it.
I never complain. Every night at 11 o'clock, we watch SportsCenter, and I never say anything.
Hey, you want to go upstairs and watch SportsCenter?
Great. Still might make it home in time for SportsCenter.
Hey, welcome to SportsCenter. I'm Stuart Scott, and alongside me is newcomer to the program, Chet Harper.
Hey, how you doing, Stuart?
All right. Hey, Chet's more excited than Dennis Rodman at a Clinique sale. Booyah! Got your partner.
Did we put on the news? I think it might be raining.
No, just hold on a sec. I'm watching this rugby thing on ESPN.
Did you ever watch ESPN Classics?
Oh my God, I love ESPN Classics. Something about it, you know, it's so soothing.
When talking about the century's greatest boxers, the names of Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano, and Muhammad Ali come to mind. But true boxing fans may also recall a less celebrated heavyweight who dominated his sport from 1912 to 1914. He's James the Gentleman Masher Corcoran. He was born James Finian Amias Moore Garrity Corcoran in Chicago.
Has anybody ever seen this thing on ESPN, these poker games?
The 8th annual World Series of Dice.
Some of the greatest players from around the world have gathered here to compete for the grand prize, one another's money, and bragging rights for the whole year.
I'm kind of psychic. I have a fifth sense. What do you mean? It's like I have ESPN or something.
Y'all been coming up here for years trying to steal our routines. And we just love seeing them on ESPN.
There's no TV in this room? TV in bar. Ask them if they have ESPN.
So she's gotten the lounge band to actually play Here Comes the Bride when we walk back in.
Love that song.
All the football guys are in the lobby watching. There's even an ESPN crew.
Ernie McCracken, a crafty veteran, and you know, a heck of a nice guy, goes against Roy Munson, a promising young talent in the 1970s.
Jonathan Traeger, prominent television producer for ESPN, died last night from complications of losing his soulmate.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is. The problem is you don't know your role.
Know your role.
And what's your role, huh? Watching ESPN and then holding your all day?
He's the next phenom. He's awesome, baby, with a count delay. The guy's unbelievable.
So if the Bears beat Detroit and Denver beats Atlanta in the American Southwestern Division, East Northern, then Milwaukee goes to the Denslow Cup, unless Baltimore can upset Buffalo.
There's a lot of pain and shame in those eyes.
Friends, it's all over.
Wow, that is a disturbing image.
Difficult to watch, Chris.
Dan Marino passing to Hootie and the Blowfish. It's a fumble! They do not go all the way!
But after seeing this, you may look at the way you earn your daily bread in a different light.
It's a Hollywood formula that's bound to spell success despite all of the rubble and debris.
The unexpected has happened this year in Miami.
The name's been changed to Wally World.
I describe my pre-ESPN experience as a joke.
Canadian Open, wait a second, not Canadian Opium champion.
It was a 6-point lead early in the second quarter. That was Severiano Ballesteros.
I had like David Letterman gap in my teeth. So I had these plastic braces, these adult braces, and they looked like I was still in high school.
Not Van Heflin, his name is, I can't remember what his name is.
How many more years do you think you're going to be in baseball?
For an 8-year-old sitting there talking to Pete Rose, nothing could be better. It was like paradise.
You need 35 more hit stops to
34.
34?
34.
Oh.
What I don't know is whether that sign says Talladega or Talladega.
I still remember the professor said, "What do you want to do with your life?" I said, "I want to be a sportscaster." His reaction was, "Oh, come on, you're going to waste your career. What are you doing?"
I couldn't get a job in TV, so I worked in radio. My career started with running religious tapes on Sunday morning.
Sunday showdown against Kenny Wood in the East Hampton Bonikers.
My first job was Taco Bell. I had already experienced Burger King while in college.
The first Saturday in May also means I cannot continue my...
As the folks would say in California, it's killer.
I think I wanted to be a fireman, then I wanted to be the Fonz,
And then pretty much right after that, I wanted to be Chris Berman.
Matter of time, Hall of Famer the minute he stepped on the baseball diamond.
Exactly right.
All right, I'm glad you agree. I do too.
I get paid $23 a show now, but I'd still come in at noon to physically push the buttons on the tape, because if I didn't do it, nobody did. So about $2 an hour to be on TV in Hartford.
Seattle lays 16 hits in their 13-5 win over the Red Sox. Let's go right to the highlights.
It's Cy Young time. The American League will name theirs tomorrow.
I had a bad 70s look, only in the late 1980s.
This is what King Crunch will be riding on tonight.
The thing that sticks out to me as I look back at my old tapes was that I look like the third member of Wham.
For the last time, you are watching my large head on a Channel 12 close-up.
In the studio, though, it is much hotter than that, over 90 degrees.
I'm really a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy. I don't enjoy dressing up.
They only lost by 30 the other night to guess who? Hamilton College! It's the same rich bunch of yuppie preppy guys who scored over 1,600 on their SATs.
Two hot teams met Thursday night at Madison Square Garden.
I went to Cornell, and you have your roommates going to medical school, the guy down the hall is going to law school, and this guy's going to Wall Street, and I'm going to Binghamton, New York for $6 an hour.
I don't know what the hell was in the water in Binghamton.
Here, only 2 months. Jarvis has no prior coaching experience.
Me and Bill Pito used to live together, and Trey Wingo worked at a different station.
That wrapped it up in sports. A tremendous, a huge, a behemoth trade.
I remember when Bill got the job to go to Syracuse to be the weekend guy, we were like, dude, excellent. You're going to a real station. That's great.
So I go into Handy Mart for shaving equipment, and the man at the counter says the hydroplane equipment is breaking down.
I quit that Seattle job in 1989 and called this guy that I used to work for. I used to be garbage man. And he said, you can assemble garbage cans. I was like, I'm going to still work at ESPN. So what if I'm assembling garbage cans right now? I'm just going to figure out a way to get there.
The red zone. It's really the hottest new term in all of football.
I don't think you'll find anybody in this business who didn't lead some sort of nomadic life.
The news hurt me more than most.
You can't make it very long on 12 grand a year in Butte, Montana.